Welcome to Redline VR. What is Redline VR? We are going to find out. Alright, so we're doing a mini episode today with Redline VR, which you have absolutely no connection to at all, correct?
That is not correct.
Alright, so what is your name and what is it that you do?
My name is Ryan, and I am the bar manager at Redline VR.
So Redline VR, that probably makes sense. However, explain it like it doesn't.
It really doesn't. No, it does. Redline VR, if you want the original concept, we used to be much closer to the Red Line. But, don't worry about that.
Actually, I've wondered about that.
Yeah. The owner comes from Theater Red, which was like a communist theater group in Chicago. He wanted to keep the color. Red's just a strong color, strong name, right? So Redline, and then VR, we are a virtual reality arcade attached to like a craft cocktail and beer bar. I like to call this place the Island of Misfit Toys because we are just whatever community wants to be here. We will make a home for you and we'll craft a space for you. So, I don't know. I mean, selling drinks is great. We get everyone a little drunk and they have fun doing what they're doing. But, like, I've got a massive event space. I've got all these VR bays. I've got skee ball. I've got a Monday night Magic the Gathering community. I've got a D&D community on Wednesdays. We've got a disc golf community on Thursdays. We've done drag shows. We've done burlesque shows. We've done Shakespeare, we've done improv, we've done just everything. So, I don't know, it's a more the merrier situation, right? And I don't know, it's never boring.
So the reason we're here, we're going to get into a much bigger episode, but right now we're here because there's a pop-up. But what's the pop-up we're looking at right now?
We're doing the Time War pop-up. We're doing Chicago's only Rocky Horror pop-up right now.
Hell yeah.
We've got some absolutely killer drag performers who are doing shows all night. We're doing the whole show. We're ending it with a time warp dance where everyone gets up and shakes their tail, and then we do the whole thing again because it's a late night double feature, baby.
We're now here with Spencer, who just did a fucking brilliant performance, and I imagine that you were the mind behind it. But tell me exactly who you are and what this company is and why the fuck we're here. That's a lot of questions.
Yeah. What's up? I'm Spencer. We are doing this thing called the Time Warp, an immersive Rocky Horror experience. And it is an opportunity for people to kind of be a part of things. So people got to dance the Time Warp, as you saw. They got to see performances right in front of them. It was a kick-ass time, right?
Hell yeah, I liked it.
And we actually produced this as the bar. So it wasn't a separate company doing it. It was the bar, making sure that we had something fun for the holiday season.
So does that mean that you work here at the bar?
I sure do. I'm actually the managing producer of this big old room called the Ravenroom.
What about the Rocky Horror Picture Show? It drew you to wanting to do this performance, or just is so important to you?
I think one of the things about the Rocky Horror Picture Show is that it's kind of a timeless cult classic. Every time that someone tries to get too cool and too uppity and too PC for their britches, people will always stand up and support everything that Rocky Horror did for the community, specifically when it was created. And so by that, we're hearkening to give presence to it. But we're bringing a different life to it, right? So we have a drag king playing Brad. We have a trans woman playing Dr. Frankenfurter. And then to be able to pull in new kinds of drag, like what's happening now is that there's a lot more male leads is what they're called, to where they're kind of like rock star kind of characters, to where they perform and they utilize their body for good to kind of tell the story of what it typically is to lip sync to any song. And so bringing it into here was just, it allowed us to be able to focus on telling the story with a different lens.
So I'm here at a saucy-ass castle full of very strange individuals, and I'm here with Magenta, correct?
Correct.
Magenta, what is it that you do here in the castle?
Oh, I clean up around and do what I'm told most of the time.
I appreciate that, no woman. What brought you to this castle?
A spaceship.
Was this intentional or accidental?
Both.
Now that you've experienced the planet Earth coming from your spaceship, what keeps you here?
Gravity. Mostly.
That keeps me pretty grounded as well. Now, so what is your, because we were obviously talking to Magenta, but now we're going to talk to the actress, the genius. What is your name?
I am Carly Bell Kaysen.
And what is it that you do?
I am an actor, a fighter, and a fight choreographer here in Chicago. I'm also a teaching artist, and I wear a lot of hats. I wear a lot of wigs.
Diversify your bonds, as Wu-Tang said. What is so intriguing to you about the theatrical arts?
I like that it's a way to tell a story in front of a live audience. Just gives you a different energy than when you're working on camera. So I love working with a live audience. This show is particularly fun because there's so much audience interaction. I get to go be Magenta and write M's on people's faces and make silly jokes, and it's a lot of fun.
If you could stake career, money aside, just purely the creative aspect, where would you rather be?
I would want to primarily fight choreograph. I love choreography. I love being in the director's chair and being able to help other people problem solve, and getting to work with a director on like, this is what I want, how can you make this happen, and then kind of like meeting them and exchanging of ideas between the choreographer, the director, and the actors who have a take on how their character moves and fights as well. So I think like my dream job would be to like work in fight choreography specifically, and like pay my bills that way, and like be in the creative process with those other people in that collaborative creative process every day.
Can you explain what theatrical fight, violence, choreography, everything, what is that?
Absolutely. So in theater and film, we are creating story. We're creating stories. We're doing storytelling, and in our stories that we tell, there is often conflict and violence. In a professional world, that kind of conflict and violence is unacceptable. So it is up for a fight choreographer to create the illusion of violence, and it's the actor's job to help sell it.
So tell me more about a quick brief on what your company is that does fight choreography and why you got into that.
So I work with a company called Counterfeit Combat. We are in residency here at Redline VR, and we are a training company that brings stage combat and theatrical combat and storytelling to the pedestrian, to someone who might want to just try something new. We have a penchant for nerd culture, as I like to say, and we do fake fights for real people. It's our elevator tagline.
That's a good one.
And we like to incorporate popular culture and media into our classes and our teaching style as a way to get people interested. We do a monthly Not So Sober Saber Sunday here at Redline VR, where you can come in and take a free 1-hour lightsaber class and learn how to fight like Obi-Wan and Anakin do in movies, as cheesy and fun and silly as that is.
Can you punch me?
I can.
Will you please punch me?
Yeah, I will. I'll punch you very safely. Yeah, I'm going to stand up.
Well, thank you for being Hair of the Dog. This is a fantastic time. You're a fantastic person. Theatrical violence should be safe and respected and not some fucking willy-nilly bullshit. This is also a great production. I really appreciated you being here and being on our show.
Thanks for coming out.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
See you later. find that the Rocky Horror Picture Show was is and was important to the queer, gay, drag, all the above, all the letters community?
Yeah, 100%. It was vitally important because it was one of the first things that put the community in front of everybody. And that's why it was a cult classic, was because it did amazing things, especially in the long run, but it bombed right away because people weren't ready for it.
Yeah. Did you witness Rocky Horror at a young age? Did it have an importance upon you, or was this something you found later in the game?
I didn't find it until I was going to college, living in Laramie, Wyoming. I came out when I was 21 in Laramie. So I watched it for the first time around I was 21 or 22. I'm a late bloomer in life, and so it kind of had a really big impact on me.
So was that part of the inspiration on why you wanted to showcase in this establishment?
Yeah, I think always. The other part was I was just coming on to being a bigger part of the team here at Redline VR, and they knew that I did drag, and so Aaron, the owner, gave me an opportunity to be like, hey, do you want to direct a pop-up? And I was like, sure, why not? And so it was just a matter of saying yes at the right time in the right place.
Thank you so much.
You're
Goddamn,
so
you're
welcome.
fan-fucking-tastic. I'm really
you
glad I got
so
to meet you.
much.
Yeah, also
Yes,
socials.
Of
Follow
course,
us.
you can find me on Instagram. If you want this boy body, you can find me at Spencer
Who
Blooms.
doesn't, sir?
Spencer Blooms for my boy page. If you want my drag page, it's Xenon with a Z. It's ZENONWITHAZ because it's Xenon with a Z, not Xenon with an X, because Xenon with a Z goes Z, not X.
And the girl with 20%.
Yes, of course.
So what's your favorite social media for people to find you?
That's a great question. My favorite social media is Venmo. Pay me.
What's the Venmo name? Pay this bitch.
It's Tip Xenon. TIPZENON.
Tip her. She's fucking talented, and if you don't know it, you should show the fuck up.
Yes,
it's
it's true.
great. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
of course. Thank you for inviting
You're beautiful,
me.
and I love you.
Thank you.
Be good. So, if someone did had some absolutely asinine concept that they wanted to pitch to you guys, not to say that it has to be asinine, where would they contact you?
No, if you wanted to, I'll give you two answers. One, the boring answer, info@redlinevr.com. Send us whatever the hell you want. I would say, come here, grab a cocktail, and talk to any of the bartenders. I will hand you my owner's business card, and you can pitch him your show directly.
What's your favorite part about Redline VR?
My favorite part about Redline VR is if you have a weird idea, and this harkens back to what we were just talking about, like, you can make it happen. I've put some weird cocktails out there that have been successful. We've put some weird events out there that made a ton of money. Like, you can have a weird thought, and then it happens in physical space.
Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah, man. Island of Misfit Toys.
Thanks for letting us hang out. We're going to film a bunch of fucking weird
I'm glad you
promo
guys are here.
shit, B-roll. We're going to play some VR.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come back and do a full interview with you, yes?
I'm scared.
You should be.
Yeah, cool.